AI is all the rage. And when I say rage, I just don't mean trending. I mean real, actual rage. Some people get very upset about it, especially when it comes to the world of entertainment. Particularly how is AI going to be used in our filmmaking and in all that kind of stuff. Part of the big writer strike was about how much is AI going to be allowed to be used in the writing of scripts and all that kind of stuff. Well, some of you guys might remember a little while ago, there was a new AI actress by the name of Tilly Norwood, who, of course, was then getting representation, all kind of stuff. And it was a big kerfuffle about nothing. However, according to an article in Variety, Tilly Norwood, the fake person, the AI generated actress, is going to be making her, I don't even know what to say, I guess, feature film debut in a new movie called Misaligned. The folks over at Variety write the following. Tilly Norwood, the AI quote-unquote actor, who sparked a frenzy of anger in Hollywood and across the wider industry in late 2025, is set to front her first feature film. Misaligned, announced by Particle 6, is the AI-focused studio behind Norwood, is described as a comedy drama telling a coming-of-age story infused with existential AI chaos. Set inside the so-called Tillyverse, a surreal digital world located somewhere up in the cloud, the film will follow Tilly, an AI being with no real body, no childhood, and no lived experiences of her own, only access to everyone else's. Things spiral when a seductive rogue bot from the dark web convinces her to abandon her guardrails and begin developing desires, impulses, and ambitions, making her more human.
Sounds like a Pixar movie.
Wow, that's very meta, man. That whole thing is very meta.
It does kind of sound a little bit like a Pixar movie, doesn't it?
I mean, she's starring in a movie about what she is. I mean, it's kind of on the nose.
It's like 8 Mile. It's just like 8 Mile. Okay, no.
Yeah.
So seriously, my first, as in many things, you have a first reaction and then you think about it a little bit and you change. So my first reaction to this was kind of to guffaw. It's like, oh, come on, please. Like I totally believe AI is going to evolve to a place where it gets better and better and better and becomes more and more lifelike. I know that, I understand that, but I still think AI is in a place of being an absolute joke. Like the amount of times I try to do some data digging using like ChatGPT or something like that. It's like, hey, what are the remaining? I remember just the other day, I remember jumping on a ChatGPT and I did just a quick search for what are the remaining Sony released films coming out between now and the end of 2027. I just wanted to get a quick list together, right? And it was still spitting out one film that was definitely a Warner Brothers film and like not being distributed by Sony anywhere. And a couple were films that came out like last year. I mean, that's just kind of a thing. And I even remember a bunch of people sharing this AI generated Star Wars fan film with me a few months ago. Rob, I think you might remember this because I might have showed it to you too, where it's Luke goes back to Tatooine to find the Kyber crystal to make his own lightsaber. And like, I remember people wrote to me about saying, John, you got to watch this. Oh my God, it's blowing your mind, blah, blah, blah. It sucked. It was straight up trash. I mean, yes, did it look photorealistic? 100% it did. I mean, with a couple of exceptions, but it was very impressive how it looked, but it still sucked, right? And so when I see things like this, with, this AI actress going to be leading an AI movie about being an AI actress in an AI world, I have to guffaw. Now, I do want to throw one thing out there, though, that is kind of overlooked by everybody. While this company, as I pulled it, Particle 6, is making this little movie, it doesn't say anywhere that anybody's actually going to pick it up and distribute it. Like this will probably, I'm guessing, be a straight to, they'll put it on YouTube or they'll put it on Netflix or they'll put it on Amazon or something. Like I don't think Disney is going to be running out and picking up the rights to Misaligned and it's going to be playing in a theater near you. But is this like that first moment? Is this that first thing? that maybe not very good, but do we look back on this 5 years from now and go, that was kind of the start of it, or will this just become a fluffy memory? So, Rob, I mean, there's no doubt AI continues to evolve. It continues to improve. It continues to really suck at certain things. And I wonder the rate of growth and development and evolution that AI has had until now, I think it's hitting a bit of a bottleneck right now. Like, I think to me, over the past 4 or 5 months, when you look at the rapid rate of evolution of AI from like a year and a half ago to 6 months ago was staggering. And it feels like its development, at least in form of artistic stuff, from 6 months ago till now has almost seemed stagnant. So I don't know if we've hit a bottleneck. I don't know if we're at the precipice of just the next big thing. But focusing on this Tilly Norwood story, Rob, you saw it. What were your first thoughts about it?
Well, I mean, they've picked a good story if they're going to, as an example of using an AI character, fully generated. But I still see AI generated characters, as photorealistic as they are, as animation. You know, they're not real people. They'll never be real people. They're medians of real people created by AI technology that's photorealistic. And I have to believe, I'm still clinging to the idea that one of the things about movies as an art form that made them desirable in the first place is, people forget this, but it's kind of an interesting concept. We were never able to see representations of real life really before the beginning of the 20th century. We only had paintings. We never saw moving images of representations of life until, you know, you saw a film of a train coming into a station, and the first people that saw that were like, what is this?
Yeah.
You know, because it didn't exist. So one of the things that I think that made movie making appealing and why people like film storytelling is they're seeing representations of human beings in front of them. And I think, you know, we talk a lot about the uncanny valley, and what photorealistic AI is supposed to do is eliminate the uncanny valley, where human beings are absolutely photorealistic representations. But what I'm curious about is, can AI duplicate the soul of an actor? You can get as many medians as you want in performance and line readings, but when Humphrey Bogart says, "Here's looking at you, kid," in Casablanca, you can see, even though it's a photo, it's photography, it's not, you're not watching something live, you can feel the soul in a great actor. You can feel the soul, even that Pixar uses all this computer technology. There is a soul imbued in that animation because it is created by human beings using computers as a tool. When you generate something via generative AI, all of it is, you know, like, you can pick your prompts and move your things around, but there's very little human beings doing the actual images that's presented to you. That's what AI is lacking. It's lacking human intervention.
Remember how we talked about this a week or two ago? They've put out a new audio version of the Odyssey as narrated by Michael Caine.
That's a great example, John.
And you know, but it's not Michael Caine. It's an AI voice trained to sound like Michael Caine. And I went and listened to the excerpt from it, and it's like, well, yeah, 100%. It sounds like Michael Caine, but there is no soul to it, as you were pointing out, Rob. Like there's no, there's still something that rings so hollow in it.
Well,
it's just objectively soulless.
The thing is this, it's not even trained. It's actually Michael Caine's real voice digitized. So it is his voice. The thing is, what it doesn't have behind it is the mind. You know, it's a digitized voice, and you can literally have the voice read words. But to know where inflections should go, or when you're doing somebody's voice, when you're doing the voice of Odysseus, he's making unbelievable amount of choices. Just if he was reading it for real in his own mind, I can't even think about how many calculations are being done at that level, at the actor level, when you are reading, just reading. When I recorded, I was with Michael Rosenbaum last night watching the game, the USA game at his house, and we talked about recording True Noir. And I spent 7 days with him, just him and I across from each other, recording his narration, and the way he could put color and emotion on sentences, and how he would stop and go, let me give you one more reading, and add just a little zhuzh here, or you heard the wink in his voice there. AI can't do that, no matter how good AI gets, because there's really no soul that comes from a lifetime of human experience behind it. It can only give you a median of what it knows via data. And so, like you said, it's Michael Caine's real voice, but it's not his soul.
Yeah.
So
well,
at the end of the
it
day,
sounds like his real voice, because
yeah.
it's not him reading it. Anyway, guys.
Well, no, but if you look at how it's recorded, it is a perfect recreation of his voice with no soul.
Absolute perfect recreation of his voice. It's just clearly not him. And I think that's going to be the problem we have for a while. Anyway, guys, question is for you. What do you think about all this? I mean, it might be much ado about nothing. This is a movie that's not going to go anywhere or actually do anything, but is it the start of a bigger thing or not? Whatever you guys think about it, jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts.